Book Preview. In this video, we present a preview of the book entitled Inspirational Short Stories of Hope, Resilience, Success, and Greatness by Claude Ziad El-Bayeh. The book is a collection of powerful tales that showcase the human spirit's capacity for overcoming adversity, achieving greatness, and finding hope in the darkest of times. While we can only share a few extracts with you here, the book contains many more stories that will resonate with readers from all walks of life. In this preview, we'll take you on a journey through the lives of individuals who have faced incredible challenges, from overcoming fear and self-doubt to achieving remarkable success against all odds. You'll meet people who have tapped into their inner strength, persevered through difficult times, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more resilient. If you enjoy this book preview and would like to purchase the book, you can check the link in the description of the video. Enjoy the journey. The story of Derek Redmond, a tale of courage and perseverance. Derek Anthony Redmond is a retired British sprinter. During his career, he held the British record for the 400-meter sprint and won gold medals in the 4x400 meters relay at the World Championships and European Championships. Redmond will always be remembered for his gutsy run at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. Derek's story proves the human spirit's capacity to rise above adversities and fight for the impossible. Derek was a fine athlete who had always dreamed of the Olympic gold. He had put in all possible effort to be ready for the 1992 Olympics and was finally rewarded with a spot in the 400-meter semifinal. As he stood at the starting block, Derek felt a sudden niggling pain in his hamstring, which he tried to shake off, thinking it was just a minor cramp. However, as the race got underway, he knew there was something drastically wrong. His leg buckled beneath him, and he fell to the ground, writhing in agony. The crowd gasped in shock as Derek lay sprawled on the track, his Olympic dream slipping away. Then came one of the most iconic moments in sports history. With the help of his father, Jim Redmond, who had raced onto the track, Derek slowly got up onto his feet, determined to finish the race. Despite his obvious pain and distress, he began to hobble towards the finish line, his father supporting him every step of the way. The crowd erupted in cheers as Derek and his father crossed the finish line together, a symbol of courage and perseverance in the face of adversity. It was a moment that transcended sports, a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome even the toughest challenges. Derek's story reminds us that success is not just about winning, but getting up after we fall. It's about pushing beyond our limits and refusing to give up, even when the odds are against us. Matter-of-factly, Derek says, "I didn't want to give up. I wanted to finish the race no matter what. It was a matter of pride, and I didn't want to let myself or my country down." Derek Redmond's Olympic 1992 show will always be enshrined in our minds as he has inspired us in many ways. His story shows us that with determination, bravery, and help from loved ones, we can do anything possible to win the most difficult of tasks and achieve our dreams. The story of Daniel Kish, a blind visionary. Daniel Kish is an American expert in human echolocation and the president of World Access for the Blind, a California-registered nonprofit organization founded by Kish in 2000 to facilitate the self-directed achievement of people with all forms of blindness and increase public awareness about their strengths and capabilities. Kish and his organization have taught a form of echolocation to at least 500 blind children around the world. Daniel Kish has defied the odds and inspired millions with his amazing abilities. Born in 1966, Daniel lost his eyes to cancer at the age of 1. This setback, however, did not dampen his determination and passion for life. Being blind, Daniel faced a myriad of challenges in his growing up years. However, with the unwavering support and encouragement from his parents, he managed to develop a very strong sense of self-reliance. The white cane became his traveling companion, and he learned the art of using sound waves to detect objects, echolocation. Fascinated by echolocation, Daniel developed exceptional skills in the technique to the extent that he could ride bicycles, go hiking, and even climb rocks. His amazing abilities have earned him the label, the real-life Batman. In the year 2000, Daniel founded World Access for the Blind, a charitable organization that is geared toward the empowerment of the blind around the world. His work with the organization has enabled him to teach thousands of people to tap into the potential of echolocation to travel and live independently and confidently. Daniel's story has graced various media outlets, including TED Talks, NPR, and CNN. His message of resilience and hope has reached people from all walks of life, showing that one's disability does not dictate one's limitations. According to Daniel Kish, the only thing that is holding us back is our own perception of what is possible. His awesome journey is a testament to the power of the human spirit to adapt, innovate, and triumph over adversity. Daniel's legacy goes beyond his own accomplishments. He has inspired an emerging generation of blind people to unlock their potential and break through perceived barriers. His story shows that with determination, creativity, and a refusal to accept limitations, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges and achieve greatness. The story of Triska Zorn Hudson, a paralyzed athlete's journey to Olympic glory. Triska Zorn is an American Paralympic swimmer. Blind from birth, she competed in Paralympic swimming, S12, SB12, and SM12 disability categories. She is the most successful athlete in the history of the Paralympic Games, having won 55 medals, 41 gold, 9 silver, and 5 bronze, and was inducted into the Paralympic Hall of Fame in 2012. She took the Paralympic oath for athletes at the 1996 Summer Paralympics in Atlanta. Triska Zorn had her life forever changed at age 18 when she dived into shallow water and came out paralyzed from the chest down. Devastated but determined, she refused to let that define her. So, she found a new love, competitive swimming. With complete determination, Triska began to train, adapting her technique to her paralysis. She has been through every imaginable problem, from finding the right equipment to pushing her body beyond exhaustion. Still, she goes on, determined to be the best she can be. Triska's hard work paid off when she qualified for the 1992 Paralympic Games in Barcelona. There, she made history by winning an unprecedented 10 gold medals and smashing several world records. She continued to dominate at both the 1996 and 2000 Games, earning her a total of 32 Paralympic medals, 23 of them gold. Triska was not only breaking records in the pool, but she became a motivation to millions of people, showing that disability does not mean inability. Her determination and resilience helped usher in a new era in sports, focusing on the participation of differently abled athletes. Triska was inducted into the Paralympic Hall of Fame in 2004 for her remarkable career. Her legacy is so much more than the medals and honors bestowed upon her. She has allowed millions of people with disabilities to chase whatever dreams they have. The story of Triska helps to inspire the human spirit and serves as a reminder of what we can achieve with courage, perseverance, and adaptability. Her Olympic triumph celebrates not that one is not disabled, but that it does not define a person. The will to succeed does. In her own words, I would want to encourage our youth to participate in activities that they want to get involved in regardless of what others may say they cannot do. Always prove to themselves that they are worthy and that they inspire others to make themselves a better person. Adapt, overcome, and be a productive individual within society and make a difference. I may be paralyzed, Triska says, but I am not limited. Her amazing journey encourages us to redefine what's possible and to never give up on our dreams. The story of Nick Vujicic, a life of purpose and inspiration. Nicholas James Vujicic is an Australian-American Christian evangelist and motivational speaker of Serbian descent. Vujicic has tetramelia syndrome, a disorder characterized by the absence of arms and legs. Despite he was born with no arms or legs, he has turned it into a springboard for using his courage, resilience, and undying faith to inspire millions of people worldwide. As a young boy, Nick was depressed and often felt worthless, wondering why God had allowed him to be born without limbs. One day, at the age of 17, he had a touching spiritual experience that changed everything. He realized that God had a purpose for him and that his physical disability was not a limitation, but a chance to inspire others. Having discovered a sense of purpose, Nick started telling his story to others. He preached in churches and other events. His message of hope and encouragement greatly inspired people from all walks of life, and soon he became one of the most sought-after motivational speakers in the world. Despite having such challenges, Nick taught himself how to surf, play football, and even skydive. He was able to prove to himself and others that determination and hard work would always pay off, regardless of physical limitations. Nick has traveled to over 60 countries, telling his message of hope and inspiring millions through his nonprofit organization, Life Without Limbs. He has also written a few bestsellers such as Life Without Limits and Unstoppable. Nick's story goes to show that our physical limitations do not define us. With faith, courage, and determination, we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way and achieve our dreams. Nick's inspiring life has demonstrated to us that we are all capable of greatness, no matter our physical abilities. In his own words, I might not have arms or legs, but I have a heart that beats and a spirit that soars. Not being bound by my physical body, the only limitations are my attitude and my willingness to trust in God's plan for my life. Nick had many inspirational quotes that shaken the life of thousands. One of his touching statements is, I may have absolutely no control over what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. If we choose the right attitude, we can rise above whatever challenges we face, and if you can't get a miracle, become one. Nick Vujicic's story is very inspiring and shows humanity the capacity of the human spirit to be resilient, courageous, and determined. He has inspired millions of people around the world, and his legacy will live on forever. The story of Wesley Autry, a hero who saved a family's life. Wesley Autry, dubbed by the media as the Subway Samaritan, Subway Superman, Hero of Harlem, and Subway Hero, is a New York City construction worker and Navy veteran. He is on the 2007 edition of Time magazine's Time 100, Most Influential People in the World list, with a tribute written by Donald Trump. In 2007, Wesley Autry was on his way to work when he happened to be waiting for the subway train in New York City. Here, he saw a young man, Cameron Holopeter, suffering from a seizure, and hence, he fell onto the tracks. Thereupon, Autry jumped onto the tracks without hesitation to save the stranger's life. As he tried to raise Holopeter to safety, Autry realized that the train was fast approaching. With just a few seconds left to react, he made the split-second decision to lie on the tracks and pin Holopeter down, sheltering him from the oncoming train. The train cleared over them by just a few inches. The act of selflessness by Autry saved Holopeter's life, but also put his own life in jeopardy. The wheels of the train passed by him just an inch away, and he was slightly bruised. Despite all this, Autry kept cool and continued to take care of Holopeter until medical help arrived. What makes Autry's story even more extraordinary is that he didn't just save one life that day, he saved an entire family. Peter was a husband and father of 2 small children, and his survival meant that his family did not have to face the heartbreaking loss of a loved one. His heroism was not lost on an unsuspecting public, and Autry was hailed as a hero by the people of New York City and beyond. He was awarded the Carnegie Medal for his bravery and was feted by the mayor of the city and the U.S. Navy. But Autry's greatest reward came in the form of the gratitude of the Peter family. Cameron's wife, Rachel, said, "Wesley Autry is a true hero. He saved my husband's life, and in doing so, saved our family." Autry's selflessness is an example that will always be told in the lives of others through the impact it has on them. His heroism and quick thinking inspired millions of people, and his story goes on and on to be told as one of heroism and compassion. In his words, Autry said, "I just did what anyone would have done in that situation. I'm just glad I was able to help." His humility and kindness only add to the inspiration of his story. The story of the Peter speaks of how human beings connect with one another and appreciate all those who make one's life different. The heroism of Wesley Autry will never be forgotten and is the legacy that will continue to inspire others to act courageously and with compassion. The story of Chris Gardner, from homelessness to millionaire. Christopher Paul Gardner is an American businessman and motivational speaker. At the beginning of his career as a stockbroker, Chris Gardner, a single father who had been homeless with his young son, had no money, no home, and no connections, but he refused to give up. Having little resources in the 1980s, Chris knew that as a single father who was then homeless with his young son, getting a job would be more than an uphill battle. But his dream would not let him give up. He applied for an internship with Dean Witter Reynolds and was selected. This unpaid internship was tough to work on for Chris, who had to figure out how to survive in the streets and pursue his dream career. He slept with his son in shelters, parks, and public restrooms. Chris wouldn't let his bad circumstances get in the way of trying. He worked hard and studied all he could about the stock market. He made his son's daycare double as his office, making phone calls during nap time. His determination led him to get a permanent job with Dean Witter Reynolds and also to later start his brokerage firm, Gardner Rich and Company. He turned millionaire by the time he was 40. Chris Gardner proves to us that we can overcome the greatest of adversities and reach success if we just apply resilience, hard work, and determination. He proved that the right mindset could do anything. He said, "The most important thing is to never give up. Keep pushing forward, even when the odds are against you." This is the theme that emanates from Chris's inspiring journey, that success does not depend on our circumstances, but on our attitude, effort, and refusal to accept limitations. Today, Chris Gardner is a successful entrepreneur, author, and motivational speaker who inspires millions with his rags to riches story. He inspires millions to pursue their dreams, however impossible they may seem, and never let their circumstances determine their potential.